Hello. I've been asked about how to make a doctor doll. So, because I've made the nurse doll, which all the proceeds went to the NHS, and we're currently at about £750. So we made the nurse doll, and then somebody says, "Oh, can you turn the nurse into a doctor? How would you do it?" So I'm in the process of updating the pattern to make a doctor doll, but I thought I would do a little video and just show you how to do it. So um, we've got the doll. There's our nurse doll. There we go. It's one of our nurse dolls. Okay. It's the one with the curly hair that we did. I kept it myself. Anyway, so we made the nurse doll, and then to the nurse doll, we're going to add a stethoscope. Now, this one is actually an order for a lady who's a pediatric nurse, children's nurse. So she has a pink stethoscope, but you can do your stethoscope in whatever colour you like. Okay, so stethoscope and mask. So by adding that onto the basic nurse doll, because they wear the same scrubs, you've turned it into a doctor doll. Okay, so for the stethoscope, all right. So for the stethoscope, now basically I used pipe cleaners. All right, so you can buy these in any craft shop. Pipe cleaners. This is the shape that we're aiming at. We need a structure. Okay, so this is a shape we want to make. So a 12-inch pipe cleaner. Okay, or is that what you call them now? Maybe not. 12-inch pipe cleaner. Right. I'm going to bend it in half, and then I'm just going to twist it and twist it, to make it so that the two ends are together. So that's the first stage. So we've got our 12-inch pipe cleaner, and I suppose if you measured that, it should be 6 inches if it's bent in half. Let me see. It's 5.5, but the twists probably take up the other half an inch. All right, so there's our start. Okay, so we've bent it in half, we've twisted it, and then I'm going to shape it into a half. So I want it to fit on the doll. So shape it into a half. So there's the basic shape. All right. And about, let me see, about a half an inch from the top, I'm bending it down. Now, when you bend it down, that bit can go over the shoulders, but of course it's stitched in place. So now we've got a piece that has been bent down. This is a doctor doll I'm doing for a lady at the minute, so I can put it on and I can put it over the shoulders, see what I think. If it needs to be shorter, longer, that's probably about the right size. All right, so that's the first stage. You make you've doubled it in half, you've twisted it. Now you're going to make it into that sort of shape. It's like just a round. So in the bottom part here, right, in this bottom part, we're going to need it to come down, all right, for the stethoscope. So I cut myself another piece of a pipe cleaner, which is 2.5 inches long, and that's going to be doubled in half over the bottom part of the U. It's like a U, right? So over the bottom part, and I'm going to twist that. So that just keeps it secure. So basically that's the structure that I need for my stethoscope. And you can shorten it or lengthen it depending on the length you think your stethoscope needs to be. All right, so that's that. So then I like to cover things. This one, I was a pink one, and I'll write out the wee pattern for this. I'll put it with the YouTube video. So anybody who has already bought one of my dolls, one of my doll patterns for this particular pattern, if I put it onto the YouTube, you'll be able to copy it and see what it is. So I'm going to knit a piece. All right, so you knit a piece. You see, you start cast on at the bottom. This is for the straight part. All right, this is for the straight part. All right, and then I split it and I've come up both sides. So that's going to go, and I would stitch that over the top. I'm going to stitch that over the top and round that pipe cleaner. So we're going to cover the pipe cleaner completely and you won't see the pipe cleaner. So you're going to stitch that on. So it's a bit fiddly, but you know, it's easy to do really. It's just stitching it on and making sure that your pipe cleaner is completely covered with your bit of knitted bit. Okay. And actually, looking at that, I think I made the bottom bit too long for my knitting. So I'm cutting a bit off. You make it fit, you know, so you have to make the thing fit. So that's more the size now. So I can stitch that over so that I end up with my stethoscope covered with my wool. Now, for the bottom part here, I don't know what you call that, the bit where they listen to people's chests. All right, I just made very simply, and this one I used my finger, so that was about the same size. All right, so all with that, all I did with this, right, was I got some grey wool and I wound it around my finger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. I actually find my finger easier. I tried it with a pen, an ordinary pen, a barrow pen. I tried it with a straw, which makes them smaller. So you experiment until you find out the size that you want. Actually, the one round the pen would be good if you were making a doll with earphones. That's just, I would say, the perfect size for earphones. Okay, but for this doll, right, I've wound it with my finger. I've lost count. I can't remember. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, right? I'm going to leave a big tail. I'm going to thread. It can be a bit fiddly, but it's doable. All right. I'm going to thread and the reason why your finger's easier is if you do it around a pen or something that's hard, it's hard to get the needle pushed up between through the loop, right? Whereas if you've got your finger, it's a wee bit easier to do because your finger's just not so rigid. But anyway, you pull it off so you've got your loop. You see that? I don't want to let go of it because it'll all disappear. You got your loop, and then I'm going to go with. I've threaded the length of my needle. I'm going to go in, and it's really a buttonhole. So we're going to bring the loop round, and then you're going to. I've done the first one, so that sort of catches it. All right. So then what you're going to do is you're going to go round the whole loop quite tightly together, so it's like buttonhole stitch, blanket stitch I suppose, put it in, and you do like a buttonhole and you do it the whole way round your loop until your loop is completely I'll show you a minute. All right, so you're gonna to do it right, you've got your needle, you bring it in from the back, you don't pull it right through, you're going to loop over your wool over the tail and pull it, and that forms like a little knot on the edge. So that will form a little knot on the edge. If you were doing a buttonhole by hand, that's how you would do it. Not by machine. But anyway, so you go round your whole loop of wool, right? So I'll not finish this, I'll let you see this one. So this is this one finished. I don't know if you can see it or not. Can you see? I've got a hard edge, right? Okay, so that's what I'm going to put on the bottom. When I get I'll stitch this onto the bottom. Or if you felt the smaller one, this was one of these barrow pens. If you felt maybe the smaller one's more appropriate, that's your your little hearing part for the bottom of the stethoscope, okay? Anyway, the other thing I was thinking of, I don't know, people might have bought my rockers and my punk bands and things like that. And I'm always looking for bits of jewellery, and I go into charity shops and hook through and find bits of jewellery and cut them up. But I was thinking when I was making this, wouldn't that just make, that's the one that did round my finger earlier, all right, but wouldn't that just be the perfect earring for a rocker? So anyway, that's all. I'll put the, I'll write out this pattern, I'll paste it actually maybe into the bottom of my YouTube. I'll put it onto my pattern, update my pattern. If anybody really would like to contact me if they've bought the nurse doll already, if they want to contact me, I can email them the little bit extra if they want it in paper writing, okay? And thank you very much for listening. Bye.